Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today I'm bringing to you a ZVZ on Shakuras Plateau. Spawning in the top left corner we have ROOTDestiny. Spawning in the top right corner we have SKU. Now SKU is not a player that I am too familiar with, but he is on the Grandmasters, so he's got to be pretty darn good. ZVZ is a matchup that I've been pretty interested in lately just because my ZVZ is terrible. ZVZ has always been kind of a rough matchup, and it's kind of known for kind of being very, I guess volatile is a good word for the ZVZ matchup. It can kind of feel like it's just kind of this repetitive lings into banelings, into someone controls their banelings better, and then someone gets roaches, so then the other person's got to get roaches, and it just feels kind of back and forth, and it can just feel kind of gross and kind of feel blah. But it's a matchup that's coming up a lot on ladder, because lately on ladder for some reason there's a lot of Protoss and a lot of Zerg on ladder, so I do really want to get my ZVZ going good. And this is actually a really long game, which is very interesting for ZVZs to go that long. Now, this is interesting. Apparently, SKU doesn't typically play Zerg, but ROOTDestiny has just realized that he's playing Zerg right now. And there's some kind of conversation going on. Anyway, both players have thrown down their spawning pool. SKU's was a little bit earlier than Destiny, so he's got some Zerglings coming out across the field now. 6 Zerglings. Looks like he's going to try to apply some early pressure. He does have an Overlord coming in right now, so but he's not yet scouted the pool, so he doesn't know how fast Destiny's pool is. But his 6 Zerglings are now moving across the field, and he is going to have to do a lot of damage because he is going to be, yes, way down in Harvesters. Harvester count right now 10 to 15 favoring ROOTDestiny. These 6 Zerglings are now coming across the map, and ROOTDestiny still just droning, still just throwing out more drones. No spines have gone out, and it looks like Destiny is going to expand. He does not know that these lings are coming across the field. He did not have overlords in place, and these lings are going to move into the base of ROOTDestiny, and SKU might be able to do a lot of damage with these Zerglings. And Destiny has now seen the Zerglings and is producing only 2 Zerglings of his own. He does not have the necessary larva right now to hold this off, and he's going to have to cancel his hatchery. And oh my goodness, he did not get the cancel off on the hatchery. So that means that is the 300 minerals that he just lost, and SKU has some more lings coming on the way right now. ROOTDestiny is throwing up a spine, but oh my god, it looks like SKU might actually get this queen. This is going to be huge for SKU. It was a huge win there for SKU, and oh my god, ROOTDestiny is supply capped. He lost sight of his overlord in the base of SKU, and SKU managed to kill off that overlord, and now these lings are moving in doing a lot of damage to the forces of Destiny, but that spine is now up, and he should be able to safely repel the forces of SKU. Looking on the workers killed count, surprisingly actually, ROOTDestiny did not lose a single worker in that exchange, so very nice control from ROOTDestiny. He did lose his queen though, so he's going to be a little behind in production. Looks like SKU has decided to stop pressure. He's now mining that gas, and he's now throwing up that roach warren. So it looks like SKU is keeping some Zerglings here to kind of pin ROOTDestiny to one base for a little while he just techs up to roaches. Another queen here coming out for ROOTDestiny. It looks like he's throwing up another spine just to be safe. Looks like he sees more lings coming in, so he's afraid that this attack is going to continue. So he's throwing up some more spines there. Queen is now up, and he's now throwing down a roach warren of his own. He's moving his overlords back into the base. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Very typical in ZVZ. You want to throw a lot of overlords out all over the map. If we check out the site right now of SKU versus Destiny, yeah, SKU's just got a lot more vision on the map at the moment. He's got a lot of well-placed overlords here scouting all the major attack paths for ROOTDestiny. Not that he has to worry too much since he's got this big group of lings right there at the ramp of Destiny. Roach Warren's now up for both players. If we check out the Harvester count right now, SKU has actually come up ahead now in the Harvester count. Destiny is still droning more, however, though. He's not producing any more lings. He's instead throwing up more spine crawlers. This is just to protect his base. Very good spine crawler placement. I actually like this spine crawler placement a lot by keeping them here in this mineral lines there. He's protecting all of his building as well as preventing any kind of runarounds to deal damage to the drones on the back or around the sides. But oh my gosh, there are a lot of forces here coming out for SKU. A lot of roaches moving out onto the field. And man, this attack could be potent. SKU is way ahead in food count right now, 46 to 33. A lot of roaches coming out onto the field. I believe he has stopped drone production, and it looks like he is focusing strictly on producing roaches. Destiny producing a few roaches of his own, and Destiny has moved these spine crawlers to the front of his base. He's going to have to be very careful with these because these roaches will be able to just run around them to the back and start getting a lot of worker kills. So I'm not sure that this was the right time to move those spine crawlers for Destiny. But these roaches are now moving up into the main of ROOTDestiny, and ROOTDestiny only has 3 roaches at the moment. And indeed, SKU is trying to gather his forces up in this bottom corner of Destiny's base, and he is moving one of the spine crawlers into another position. Oh, and he has uprooted 2 of them now. This could be a bad move here by ROOTDestiny. He's going to lose a lot, and he's again supply blocked. I'm not sure whether he just sacked another overlord into the base of SKU and lost another one to that queen, but oh man, SKU pulling back to this corner, still doing a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to be able to take these roaches out, but won't be able to take all of them out and won't be left with too many more forces. So it looks like ROOTDestiny will have maintained a nice defense here against these roaches. Roaches now moving in. Looks like they're going to try it. Oh, and another roach moving around the side, getting a few kills, picking up a few drone kills. 2 drone kills right now, and it looks like he's going to at least get 1 more. Destiny still just trying to macro up some more roaches. This is going to be a lot of damage here that SKU is doing. He's now moving around the back, trying to get as many worker kills as he can, but ROOTDestiny is producing a lot of roaches, and he will be able to clean this up. SKU now taking a second base, and it's a pretty good move by SKU. He has done a lot of damage here to ROOTDestiny. He's used a lot of aggression, managed to pin ROOTDestiny back to his 1 base for quite a while, got 7 worker kills, managed to get a queen kill there once. I think that second queen, no, that second queen did go down as well, so no queens right now for Destiny. A lot of damage being dealt. Destiny is really going to have to do something big to try to come back from this. More roaches still moving into the base from SKU, but ROOTDestiny has been producing a lot of roaches, and it looks like he is going to be able to defend these at least for the time being. SKU is now going back to worker production, although he is still producing a few roaches. Looks like he is going to try to continue this contain, or, well, maybe. Looks like SKU is managing to keep his forces there. Looks like he's having a moment's indecision there as he moved his forces back, but it looks like now he's going to try to deny that natural expansion for as long as he can. Now moving up into the base, not a good idea there by SKU, just poking in to see what's going on up there. Checking out the harvester count right now, we can see that SKU is just way ahead in food count, way ahead in harvester count, 27 to 19 on the harvester count, 63 to 41 on the food count. So it looks like SKU is on 2 base now, so it looks like he is just getting miles ahead here of ROOTDestiny. So ROOTDestiny is really going to have to do something drastic here if he wants to try to catch up. ROOTDestiny, we can see right now, he has responded by getting his lair. No upgrades are going down yet for either player. But it looks like ROOTDestiny is looking to expand, and there goes to the expansion hatchery. SKU throwing down Evo chamber, getting some more drones up. Just looking like he's finally ended his aggression, at least for now. Looks like he might poke into the base there with those roaches to see if Destiny is getting that expansion, but he's staying so far in the food count. 76 to 43 is just so far ahead to stay in the food count. I was talking earlier about the volatility of the ZVZ matchup, but it looks like we've now reached this point where the matchup has kind of stabilized. Generally, after about the 10-minute mark in a ZVZ game, the matchup will kind of stabilize, and both players will hopefully fall into a little bit more of that comfort macro-style zone, where it then comes down to a lot of roach control, and there's a lot of infestors, especially from ROOTDestiny. ROOTDestiny is famous for his use of infestors. It is not too uncommon to see ROOTDestiny get as many as like 16 infestors in a game, and there is that infestation pit that has just now finished. SKU now taking his 3rd base, so looks like ROOTDestiny is not aware of that 3rd base, so looks like it'll be 2 base versus 3 base, and this is not a position you want to be in that ZVZ matchup. A lot of roaches here out at the front of ROOTDestiny's base from SKU as well. So SKU kind of doing an interesting mix of drones and roaches at the moment. He is trying to get more and more drones up at his natural, and it looks like he's starting to get near saturation there. But looks like he's still producing a few roaches though, and occasionally sending them to his opponent ROOTDestiny's base. ROOTDestiny spreading a little bit of creep. Creep spread, of course, not quite so necessary in that ZVZ matchup, just because it will give your opponent a nice little, if you spread creep all the way to their base, rather, it'll give them a nice little creep highway straight to your front door, so you don't always want to get your creep all the way going across the map, but it does give you the vision, though, so it's a little bit of a trade-off. Your opponent can get to your base quicker, but you have vision of the map, so it's, some players decide to get a lot of it. Some players don't go for any at all. I've seen some Korean players lately that don't connect their bases with creep at all. Some players just use only the creep from their hatcheries and don't even connect their bases. ROOTDestiny still just trying to drone up, getting some infestors out onto the field. Really needs to get this second saturated. He's way behind in economy. He is almost caught up in harvester count, 40 to 47 right now, favoring SKU, but SKU has been mining on this natural for a lot longer, so his economy is way ahead. And SKU now moving in with a lot of roaches. There are a few infestors now onto the field, though, for ROOTDestiny, so he is going to be able to pin those roaches if they do decide to move in. No roaches yet no infestors, rather, yet on the field for SKU, so it looks like he's probably going to have to pull back. Those infestors are just so good. They just make such a huge difference in these roach-on-roach battles. And Hydralisks now coming out onto the field now for SKU, so it looks like SKU is going to be going for that more Roach Hydra style of play in this ZVZ matchup. SKU now moving into the natural of ROOTDestiny. Looks like he's kind of undecided right now. He keeps trying to poke in just a little bit, and then he just pulls back. He's kind of undecided. I'm sure he knows that ROOTDestiny favors that infestor style of play, and if you overextend by just an inch, those infestors are just so good at punishing any overextensions by any forces of your opponent. A lot of spines here up for ROOTDestiny. ROOTDestiny, it does have these overlords that are now placed all over the map, giving him sight. He does know about this third. He knows that these roaches are planted outside of his base, and so he's just got his infestors here planted in a forward position. Looks like he is moving out with these infestors right now. Might try to get off some early fungal growths on that army, and yes, it looks like he is. Massive fungal growth there goes down. Traps so many roaches in one fungal growth. That is a lot of roaches getting trapped. And oh my goodness, he is just chain fungal growthing those roaches. And SKU, oh my god, loses so many roaches there. That was a ton of roaches there. So an excellent play there by ROOTDestiny as he managed to get a lot of roach kills, forcing SKU to have to pull back with the remainder of his roaches. But holy cow, a lot of Hydras now on the field for SKU. ROOTDestiny there losing an Overlord, getting him supply blocked. And SKU now on 3 base. Looks like he's getting that 3rd base saturated. And we're going to have to see if SKU is going to be able to do a lot of damage. So we are seeing Roach Hydra versus Roach Infestor. We are going to have to see which style wins out, because like I said, this is a long game, so I am going to have to extend this game to a part 2 in just a moment.